But the kind of things I'm interested in are the things that exist in our daily lives. And so by using video, what I'm real interested about video is that it can function like the way your attention functions. The thing about my background that has led me to working with this different sense of time and different sense of pacing in television is the fact that I was involved with sound before I was doing video. That's why I've said for a long time that video is more related to music than it is to film or photography. And when I say that, I don't mean the kind of video where you put a soundtrack over images. I mean that the act of editing a videotape, working with images, is the same as composing music. You're dealing with rhythms in time. And that sensibility of listening and the sound sensibility, I find, is really inherent in video. But one of the reasons why I've avoided getting involved to a great extent with image processing, for example, the electronic manipulation of the image, the adding of artificial color to a camera image, or the creation of entirely abstract non-camera images directly from electronic signals. I used to do that when I started with video, and it was directly related to what I was doing with electronic music, manipulating sound, manipulating images. It was a clear, real easy jump to make. But I got bored with it real quick, and I found that once I reached a point where the best tape I ever made with that way of working was an actual mistake that I made in the studio when I plugged the video tape recorder into itself again and tried to record, so the machine flipped out and I got these colors where I didn't have any color and images pulsating, and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever done. And I realized at that point that all the working with those kinds of images from my own conscious mind would always be less than the potential that's in the equipment itself. Once I realized that a mistake was more beautiful than anything that I consciously tried to do, I realized that I could just go on and on and on. So I began to look to my own experience. Chat El Jareed, A Portrait in Light and Heat, was a series of recordings in the Sahara Desert of mirages. And if you look at the images in the tape, you see that, I mean, video synthesizers can't do that, you know, quite that way. Yet some of the images look exactly like, you know, people even confuse them with electronically processed images.
Right down in front of you, this guy's checking with the light.
A friend of mine in Japan who doesn't really speak English that well, and I don't speak Japanese that well, so we always used to communicate in the form of images, which was really wonderful way to have a relationship with someone. And when he saw Vegetable Memory, he had the most wonderful comment on it. All he did was, he looked at me and he said in English, "Time." And he took his sweater, and he had a like double knit sweater and stuff, and he stretched it so that you'd see the individual weaving on the thread in his sweater, and then when he put it together again, it just came together and the pattern on his sweater came together. And I just went, oh, because that's exactly what that piece does with time. Things that are in my tapes, you don't need a video camera to see. You don't need a monitor to watch. You just need yourself, you know. And all of those things that I do in my work have come directly from my own experience. They've been things that I've learned about my life and my body and my perceptions and my experiences. They've all come to me as learning experiences. Then they just go right into my tapes.